Boxing fans, boxing critics, and boxing analyst Renee Box Young, salute from the South. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing, supporting. Love y'all. One love, family. Hey, I want to talk about this, man. Heather Hardy, possibly, which is you see a question mark there, will fight Bec Rawlings. Oof. Now, I just want to break this down real quick. I want to make a kind of quick video on this, man. It got my attention because, in this whole quarantine, excuse me, in this whole quarantine, there are lots of interviews, people, talking from their homes, certain media doing virtual interviews with fighters and things like that. And, Heather Hardy has expressed interest in fighting Bec Rawlings. Okay, so now the thing here is that, Bec is fighting in bare knuckle fighting. She has also MMA experience Heather also does. I haven't really followed them in MMA because I don't really watch that too much. Sometimes I do, but more I watch pro boxing and bare knuckle fighting because of the boxing elements. As you all know, I have been expressing for a while now on my channel. And this is interesting. This is interesting because they're kind of going back and forth. Okay, so now let's get to, first and foremost, Bec Rawlings. Okay, so we have here on RT.com, link in the description. She expresses, Bec Rawlings expresses her interest in fighting Heather Hardy. All right, now it says here, Aussie fan favorite rowdy Bec Rawlings said she would relish the prospect of a showdown with boxer turned MMA fighter Heather the Heat Hardy after Rawlings finally got back in the win column at Bellator 240 in Dublin. This was a while ago, okay? So the reason why I get to this is because she expressed fighting. She wants to fight Hardy. Now this has relevance to today because I'll show you in a moment. So now we know that Bec Rawlings, right? Recently, she's been fighting in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, BKFC, where recently Shannon the Cannon Briggs was signed to. So interesting stuff, guys. I've been saying names are coming into this, big names. BKFC is growing, and we see it also growing here in this sense that it's capturing attention of pro fighters, boxers. You know what I'm saying? So we have here Rawlings, okay? Bec Rawlings is expressing interest in fighting, Heather. So here she says, let's continue here. It says, I'd really like to fight Heather Hardy. This is her quote. I think that would be an awesome fight. Rawlings, 31, told MMA Fighting. She's a boxer. I'm a bare knuckle boxing champion. Check this out, guys. I think stylistically, that would be an interesting fight. And this is what I want to get to. This is the heart of all this, okay? So the thing here, guys, is, I have expressed her. I have mentioned her emphatically in other bare knuckle boxing analysis videos. Sorry, guys. When I talk about, bare knuckle fighting championship, okay, the sport and, the fighters, I've emphatically expressed Bec Rawlings. She's a great fighter. So, she's an excellent, she boxes amazingly, you guys. Amazingly. So she wants to fight Heather, you guys. So she talks about here, she'll go against anyone and stuff in the meantime. But, she's a warrior. She is a warrior. So this is dangerous, you guys. So now we have here Marcos Villegas, right? You have his video here. He interviewed Heather Hardy, okay? He interviewed her virtually, okay? You go check his Twitter out. Go check his Twitter account, okay? The link in the description. Check these articles out, guys, and, the article and this link. And this is her quote. I'd love to do a bare knuckle fight. So now we have Heather Hardy, and this is recently. This was the other day. It's a few days ago, whatever. So this was recently. Heather Hardy now saying she wants a potential fight. She speaks about a potential fight with Bec Rawlings. Okay, Heather Hardy wants bare knuckle fight with Bec. Go check the video out. Now, this is interesting, guys, because the thing here is that, like I said, You guys saw the fight, I'm sure. Heather Hardy. If you haven't, go check it out against Amanda Serrano. Okay, Serrano. I saw that fight, and Heather's pretty good. But Amanda did amazing in that fight. Thing here is that Heather was getting touched up a lot, as several fighters, and that's something I'm big on, and I've expressed it before. I'm big on defense, and see, she got touched up a lot against Amanda when she fought Amanda. So, with that same defensive, lack, I guess we can say, lack of defense, she's pretty offensive though, and that opens her up a lot. So, I mean, I'm sure she's gonna improve if she is gonna fight, Bec. But she has to improve on her defense. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Heather has to improve on her defense if she's gonna bare knuckle fight. If she's gonna go on BKFC against, Bec Rawlings, she really, really has to work on her defense because Bec Rawlings is very solid. Her defense is amazing, guys. She is 100% focused when she's in that squared circle. Her composure is excellent. She keeps her composure through the rounds, you guys, through all the rounds. I don't see her get tired. She is extremely intelligent in that squared circle because she's solid. Her composure is her posture is amazing for boxing. And she's just waiting, right? She waits, and when she sees an attack, she blocks it with her hands. Okay, she uses her hands, her arms for defense, and also her footwork. She gets out of the way if necessary, and she counters amazingly. She's just totally fundamental, you guys. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Bec Rawlings is really fundamental, really skilled, and Heather needs to work on her defense because if she doesn't, Bec is gonna attack, and she's gonna pay the consequences, man. I incline more towards Bec Rawlings winning in a BKFC fight. But hey, Heather Hardy is no pushover either. You know what I mean? And she talks about that and, in the Twitter, in this interview here, Marcos Villegas, go check it out on Twitter, that interview, that portion at least. And, she explains she can fight. And I get it, man. Definitely. Heather can fight. She's a warrior, and she just loves to fight. My respects to her, definitely. She's a warrior. These girls are warriors, guys. And, and it's interesting how she elaborates. Marcos Villegas has more videos, clips on the same interview about Heather elaborating how she's a single mom. And, she just wants, to make extra money for her kid and, to bring her kid up. And that's amazing. I love the story. I love the backstory to her. But, when it comes to this, if they do face off, after all this coronavirus stuff, settles down and this, restrictions and things like that, I got to lean towards Bec, man. I got to lean towards Bec. She's just amazing. You guys got to go watch her fight in BKFC. If you haven't, go check some full fights out. Go check her full fights out and see what I'm talking about. I think Heather is more, I don't know the words, but I think she's just more, she goes forward and attacks, stays in your face, and that is inviting. That is, Bec's... Bec does amazing against those types of fighters. That's kind of what I'm trying to say here is that Bec does amazing against those types of fighters who just try to go wild at you. I'm not saying that Heather goes wild, but, she has some kind of those elements, and it kind of alludes to that. Her style kind of alludes to that, you know what I'm saying? And Bec, she tears those kinds of fighters apart, man. She picks them apart. More like picks them apart. She picks them apart. And in the long run, it really damages her opponent. So, that's dangerous. Bec is a dangerous fighter in bare knuckle fighting, guys. So, let's see what happens. Check these fighters out. You know what I mean? They both have MMA experience, but I'm focusing more here on boxing because they're more in that now recently. So, they're pursuing their, careers in that sense. And Bec is a champ, man. And so is Heather, but I don't know, man. The last performance I saw when she fought Amanda, I wasn't too impressed, but I was in the sense that she has a lot of heart. She keeps fighting. She fights, man. She fights. She's a fighter. She won't back down. But the thing here is that Bec has fought fighters like that, you know what I'm saying, in BKFC, and she picks them apart, man. She just picks them apart, and she really, really damages them, you guys. So I'm kind of, I don't know, man. I lean towards Bec. I totally lean towards Bec. But hey, would be very interesting to watch this, guys. It will be very interesting. I hope this goes down because now they're kind of going back and forth now. So let's see, man. Hey, Renee Box Young, salute from the South. Like, subscribe, share. Check these gals out, man. Great fighters. You know what I'm saying? This is very interesting. See what I'm saying? Bare knuckle fighting, guys. It's getting interesting. More and more interesting as time passes by. So stay strong, guys. Stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Boost up your immune systems. Y'all know what it is, man. Be healthy, you guys. Be optimistic. You know, with all this stuff going down recently. So, hey, much love, guys. Shouts from the South. One love.